All right, I'm doing my recap of the Hall of Fame ceremony from Friday and night one of WrestleMania. And tomorrow I'll be doing my recap of night two and my thoughts of both nights together. Do a little preview because, well, we'll be doing that together on Monday with the boys to give all of our thoughts there. If they did a live today, I was working, so I couldn't do it. But hey, I still got to enjoy um, catching a lot of WrestleMania and stuff like that. So hey, Hall of Fame ceremony. As you know, the headliners was Demolition, AJ, and Stephanie McMahon with Dennis Rodman in there also, and a couple legacies. Um, it was nice to have them uh, get Sid Vicious in and Bad News. Um, you know, it's okay to have the legacy, especially for the guys that have passed and possibly their family doesn't want to be on stage inducting stuff like that, and that's why Sid. That probably happened to Sid, but as we know, he was going to be inducted and planned on being put into the Hall of Fame. Um, Maybe possibly last year or this year. They were planning it, and well, like it happens, he passed, unexpectedly. Um, and it sucks, but it happens, and as reporting, his family is not happy with whatever. But at least he was put. He's put in. I mean, it's not the ideal way that I really wanted him to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. But hey, that's the way it goes. Um, I am glad that Demolition was put in this year. And I think it's interesting is some of the people, I don't know if they're being able to pick who they want to have induct them, or some people are just being told you're going to induct these guys because it's, the choices for Stephanie, of course, her mom, of course, that perfect. And then, probably people are giving her flack because she mentioned her father. But you know what? It's her father. Who cares? No matter whatever he did, one of the best things he did, like me, best things came out of anything was my kids. And well, he had some good kids. Shane wasn't there. I was shocked. I thought he actually would be there, but he wasn't there. But oh well. Her mom was there. Mother in law and her daughters, of course, were there. Um, I think way too long of a speech for her. I thought she would be one to go at the end, possibly, um, right before AJ, but no, she started out and she's quite long winded. Um, but Demolition getting their flowers, which is great. Um, I think they're in the Minnesota Wrestling Hall of Fame. I believe so, because half of them are from Minnesota. We like to put them in there. We appreciate those Minnesota wrestlers that go up do there. Um, Rodman, I'm not sure. He was a little odd. Maybe he was emotional with everything and the reason why he was part of wrestling was because of Hogan, and maybe all that emotion. And if Hogan was alive, yeah, he's probably going to be the one that's going to induct Dennis Rodman. But, they went with their next best choices, X-Pac and Kevin Nash, to the main, one of the main ones that started everything with NWO, because he's the only one left. But I'm glad the Worm made it in there, and he showed his respect and his love for Hogan, which was nice. AJ, which didn't surprise me of the Good Brothers being in there to induct him. That was great. AJ did it quick. I did love it when he said, does he miss wrestling? He says no, because he's not going to miss spending time with his kids, his wife, and all that stuff that he missed that he's going to miss now. And as a dad, you really don't want to miss those stuff, especially if you don't have to. And now he can experience that and be able to have the joy of taking care of his kids, and probably working that darn in Orlando every once in a while, helping those new kids out, as he said, trying to find the next phenomenal wrestler. I think that's a pretty good job. Glad, he probably made the choice of not talking that long, but it was a short-lived speech there, and having the Miz and being part of it is cool. But I know it wasn't the last thing of the day, but the immortal moment. They said it wasn't the greatest and the best match at WrestleMania and WrestleMania 3, but as the old historians like I am, and what Zach is a little bit, he understands the history and the significance of that. I mean, Andre passing the torch on to Hogan. That's what happens. And they do it a lot, quite often, and they're, passing on from The Rock to Cena and all, just, it happens a lot. You know that. But it was great to see Nick out there with Andre's daughter and with Jimmy Hart. Three, one wrestler, very, mouse to south, his significance with both Andre and Hogan and everything like that. And it's nice that Andre's daughter, who was not big in the spotlight, is actually coming out and, living kind of, not just living, but accepting her lineage and who her father was and how great person he was. And all I can say is I think she takes after her dad, because she's a tall, broad-shouldered young lady. Dang, I'd say she's built like her dad. But hey, that was awesome. Then coming up on night one of WrestleMania, Cena was the host. He came out and, said, hey, hello, everybody, and everything. And the first two matches were on ESPN for regular TV, and I think Sunday's the same way, maybe not. But they did start out the two good matches to start out on ESPN to get everybody teased in there. We did have the 6-man tag, as I said, we knew that was coming on first. with the Usos and LA Knight getting the win over the Vision, and with the Vision blaming ISO Speed. It was his fault that they lost, and they were gonna beat the holy crap out of him, but he was saved, and they laid out Logan Paul for him, and he turned from heel to babyface, splashed Logan Paul on the announcer's table. He has some good training with Randy Orton. He's learned a lot, and can do more celebrity stuff here eventually again, which he probably will. So yeah, he has a lot to learn, but he's learned quite a bit. So it was kind of fun, especially when they brought him in and said, "Hey, we're okay with you now because we know that you didn't do shit." And we all knew, but that's the way the story goes with wrestling. So, but then after that, we had the unsanctioned match with Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. Great match. And I think some people probably were mad because they hit each other pretty good with the wrench. There was no blood. They were not going to do that for nationally run TV. Hell no. But great match. I still am so damn impressed with Jacob Fatu and the size of him. He's not the same size he was when he was on the independent. He's slimmed down, but still the size of that Samoan boy that can bounce up and do that moonsault the way he does it off the top rope. It's unreal. But yeah, to get that win, he did that, put Drew through the table, and got the win. Another great WrestleMania moment. Last year was probably a little bit better because he won the title there, but this was a good show. As they said, everybody, thank you. Get to the app and watch it. I already have it, so I was watching on the app, so I didn't have to. I just, boom, streamed right into it. First match of the regular pay-per-view that was on the app through Disney Plus and through the ESPN. So if you have Disney Plus, you add ESPN. It's cheap. It's not expensive. It's very cheap. Trust me. I have kids. I need me cheap stuff. First match of the night was for the women's title. And me, it kind of scratched my head. Everybody came out. The Irresistible Forces came out, and they were dressed in white in honor of Demolition. Great outfits. It did look like possibly Alexa Bliss's daughter was in the audience. She went to a child there in the audience. I didn't catch who it was. I didn't look fast enough, and they moved away, so I didn't research that and see if it is. It could be wrong, but possibly. But they introduced everybody, and I'm like, okay, I was ready for the Bellas to come out before that, but no, they were last. Well, there's a reason. Because Nikki still was injured, was not cleared to wrestle because she came out in the crutch. So Brie was there ready to wrestle. She goes, I'm not going to let her not have her Mania moment. So we had two surprises this WrestleMania night one, and we all knew what one was. The other one, didn't expect it. I thought somebody else would come in and replace the Bellas. No, they brought in a friend. Paige is back. Or, well, she's back. I think she'll be treated better here than she was in the AEW. Um, I think story wise, it'll be better. She got a very loud response, very positive, which is great because I think it's been 8 or 9 years since she's been in WWE after that serious neck injury. And as we've known, people with serious neck injuries, have come back to wrestle. Stone Cold, Edge. People are able to come back, but they'll protect her, of course, because they're good at doing that and makes everybody's career longer if they can do it. It was great have her coming back, and I was surprised that they got the win. So we have new women's tag team with Paige and Brie Bella as the new champs. Did not expect that to happen. I thought the tag champs would retain, or Bailey and Lyra would get it, but no, very interesting. Don't think they're gonna hold that very long, but hey, it was kind of neat. Also, the entrances they've had for this year, pretty cool for just about everybody. For the first night, I hope they continue that with the next night. Next up, we had Becky and AJ Lee for the Intercontinental Championship, and Becky had her band that did her song, which is cool. Becky did get the win. She's really good at WrestleMania, has a good record, but of course she did a little cheating, grabbing a pad off the corner and AJ hitting that. When the ref that Becky doesn't have good luck with, but Jessica didn't see a few things that happened, and Becky did get a win. I think we're going to get a rematch maybe at the next pay-per-view with AJ, possibly. I'm not sure, depending on how much she wants to wrestle, I guess. But yeah, they're going to rewind that, or somebody else is going to, Becky will have it for a while, maybe. Next up was Gunther and Seth, with Gunther picking up the win over Seth Rollins, with our next surprise, or second surprise of the night, of a returning Braun Breaker who speared Seth behind the ref because he was checking on Gunther because he got put through a damn table. Because very physical match with Seth and Gunther. Even with Seth's injury, he can still do it. He puts on. He's another great performer during WrestleMania. That's why they like having him on. But as we figured, Braun Breaker did make an appearance. Was the reason why he did lose, because he got choked out, and after getting speared like that and the wind knocked out of him, it happens. But I was impressed when Braun came back after Seth was standing there and ran down the whole entrance after hanging out with Paul and nailed him again. Yeah, we knew Braun was coming. That's going to be the next match for Seth. And then maybe he'll have another one with Gunther. He has a reason to go back against him, and hopefully maybe pick the win against Gunther. I don't know. And let's see here. Then next after that, we had the Women's World Champion with Liv Morgan, as we were guessing, did get the win, but Stephanie was distracted by the Judgment Day. Of course, the girls came out and did that, and little Turk Harry and little stuff like that. And of course, that's the way the heel is going to win. We're going to see how that's go. She looked bruised up after her unfortunate bump that she took, but I'm glad she was able to get out there and perform. It wasn't much of a hindrance. She just was showing her battle wound before she even had a wrestling match, which is fine. Liv will always just, she'll do good as a champ. How long she has that, and if the other two will take it from her that want to take it from her, because Judgment Day might be totally gone after this. I'm not sure. Then, right after that, they of course come out and do the attendance, and they say they had 50,816 their attendance. Don't think there was less this year than there was last year in Vegas. I think there was more than 50 for the night. I'd have to look that up, but I think I'm right. But then we have Bianca Belair show up. And I was like, okay, she's not injured anymore. What she's doing, comes out, talks to Cena and says, we're going to do this. We need to add one more. And she feels the beautiful baby bump, which is wonderful. We haven't seen the Street Profits for a while, but they have this thing saying that they did something that started with an R. But I'm not sure about that. But hey, just like Naomi, she's having her baby, and she should have her baby anytime soon. I think, don't remember exactly, but anytime is coming up very soon. I'd have to look up and see when Bianca is expecting or when she is going to have her baby. I haven't seen anywhere online how far along she is, or she hasn't decided to share that yet. But so happy for her and Montez there. They'll be awesome parents. What kid wouldn't want to have those two people as parents? They're great people. Great people. They'll have an awesome kid and a very athletically gifted child they will have. If that kid doesn't wrestle, or I'd be impressed, but maybe do something other sports like their mother, because she is an athlete. So, which is great. So it bumped up the number by one, and as they always say, all the numbers for the attendance is kind of like iffy, whatever. I don't know. Who cares? There was a lot of people there. It was good. Then we had the main event with Cody and Randy. And even before the bell rang, Pat McAfee was out there being a douche, introducing Randy. They attacked Cody and Cody fought back, took out Pat, and then he was going to do more. And then Jelly Roll showed up, and Jelly fucking took Pat out, and they had to stretcher him out. That's crazy. And then finally they get the match going. Cody did pick up the win, but there was a good ref bump because, we had Baby Nate in there. He's in all the big matches. He totally deserves it. He's good. But he got knocked out. Randy was trying to get a Lobo. Cody did some not so baby safe moves there, but we're all waiting for the heel turn. If this is the start of it, I'm not sure, because Pat came out, tried to help Randy, didn't work. Randy got the loss. He RKO'd Pat McAfee, which was great. But after the match, when Cody won, both of them were bloody from stuff they did, and Randy nailed him with the title and punted him. I don't know. Is this putting Cody out for a little bit? Because normally that would put somebody out for a little while, and we might not see Cody on Friday. They might wait another week after Friday for not being here on SmackDown, which is fine. There's no, have to wrestle, whatever. That's done. We don't have to worry about it. Don't care about it. Let him heal up. Go promote the Street Fighter movie that he's in. And in the clip, he looked like a dork. I don't know. It's just, that's what I thought of. But I think a decent first night. Not the greatest, but decent. Two good returns. One, Paige a surprise. Did not expect that she was getting re-signed, so I didn't expect her to have a match. An appearance, I thought only. And Braun, we knew he was coming back. And we knew he was going to surprise in that in Seth's match. So we're going to get Seth against Braun Breaker here very soon. It's going to be a great match there. It's finally going to tie up some loose ends with the Vision with, one of the guys back. And now we're just waiting for Bronson Reed to heal up, but it might take longer for him. So I'll be back, and this will be up before night 2 starts, and then I'll recap night 2 and kind of tie everything together, give you a little preview of what we're going to talk about on Monday, because there was a few things that happened in another wrestling company this last week that we got to talk about, and of course I'll have to say one thing, and if he opens his mouth, I'll have to tell him, "Shut up, Zach," because he got told that a lot, and it was fucking hilarious. If you don't know what it is, watch the video. It's great. So we will see you tomorrow for a recap of night 2 and my thoughts of the whole WrestleMania weekend, and then I'll do my Raw recap for the Raw after WrestleMania. Let's see who gets called up, who's going to be there. It's going to be a good Monday night after WrestleMania with the potential of who's coming up. It's going to be pretty good. So until then, I hope you enjoy WrestleMania. Give me your thoughts too. If you thought night 1 sucked or you thought it was better, I said it was. I give it 4, 3.5, 4, the whole night together. Not too shabby. I'll see what the boys think on Monday, and we'll give our consensus of the whole weekend. It'll probably increase a little bit for tomorrow. I hope so, because there's going to be good. A ladder match and CM Punk and Roman. It'll be good. So you'll see me tomorrow after I do this recap for night 2. Until then, bye-bye.